Hello everyone. I hope you're having a great conference so far. Over the past 2.5 years, I've visited small businesses across the country that got SBA loans to grow and create jobs. From an audio-visual equipment supplier in Wisconsin called Full Compass, to a growing pet food store chain in Seattle called Mud Bay, to a high-tech defense contractor in rural West Virginia, Azimuth. You know, I really enjoyed driving that all-terrain vehicle. These businesses grew and created jobs because of our partnership. And today, that partnership is stronger than ever. I am so pleased to say that for the fiscal year just closed, we hit an all-time record in SBA lending to small businesses. Over $30 billion in support to over 60,000 small businesses. That is such a great accomplishment. You are the reason that it happened. But let's take a step back and see how we got here. In October 2008, lending markets froze. It was tough for folks like you to do any kind of small business loans. Then President Obama signed the Recovery Act. We were able to raise the SBA guarantee to 90% and reduce or eliminate the fees. It worked. SBA lending roared back. We were able to bring 1,200 lenders back to SBA lending who had not made a loan since 2007. And I'm sure some of those lenders are here today and will continue to be an important part of SBA's lender group. SBA lending quickly went back up to pre-recession levels as we helped to fill the gap in the marketplace. Then, a year ago, the President signed the historic Small Business Jobs Act, the most important piece of small business legislation in over 10 years. It included those provisions along with key things that you've asked for, like higher loan limits. The result was clear. Our highest quarter of SBA lending ever at this time last year. And that brings us to fiscal 2011, our all-time record year in the nearly 60-year history of the SBA. Altogether, over the past 3 years, our partnership supported over $70 billion in lending to over 150,000 small businesses in every corner of America. But today, we still have gaps to fill. For example, data shows that smaller loans under $250,000 are still down. And these loans are particularly important in underserved communities. That's why we're using Community Advantage to broaden the spectrum of 7A lenders, including mission-based lenders and CDFIs. And just recently, we worked closely with many of you to re-engineer cap lines. It features our higher loan limit and much more flexibility to finance federal contracts, subcontracts, purchase orders, and more. You will be hearing more about cap lines at this conference, and we are already seeing loans flowing from this exciting new program. And finally, last month, the Vice President and I announced that 13 of America's largest banks made $20 billion in new commitments to small business lending over the next 3 years. Some of those banks are here today. I want to thank you, and I want to thank all of you who are ramping up small business lending overall. We all know that money in the pockets of America's job creators is critical to creating jobs. Right now, the President is asking Congress to pass legislation that will give more tax relief to small businesses, especially when they hire more workers or give raises. We know that the businesses you work with every day will use this money to grow and hire. That's exactly what we need them to do. You know, 2 years ago, when I was traveling around the country, many small businesses were telling me that they needed an SBA loan just to keep their doors open. Today, though, I'm hearing from more and more businesses that they need an SBA loan to buy that next piece of equipment, to restock their inventory, or to hire more workers. I hope you're gearing up for another great year in SBA lending. At the SBA, we definitely are. Let's keep the momentum going and continue doing everything we can to help small businesses do what they do best, create jobs. Thank you to NAGGL, to your president, Tony Wilkinson, and to all of you for your continued partnership. Have a great conference.